Hello everyone and welcome back to Beaglington-On-Sea. Yes, hello everyone and welcome back to Beaglington-On-Sea. And it's a lovely sunny spring morning outside. The Bluebells are here and everything is looking a bit brighter and more cheerful. And we've got a bit of a Scottish themed episode for today. Up in the Highlands, I suppose. We've got the Highland Railway 0F, Ben-Y-Gloe, who's going to be running today twice. I've got my Glasgow South Western Railway 4F 060 with some Caledonian coaches. And I've got the Caledonian Sleeper Edinburgh Castle number 47727, class 47, and that is on some blue and grey coaches. I'm going to have that run down to Mickwick, and then it's going to run round its train as well and come back up, something I've not been able to try until now. But I've got ballast down in the Mickwick Harbour Station. I've done some ballasting work at the top of the hill, so hopefully things look a bit better around the railway now. And well, I've been attempting to build some buildings, but I haven't quite finished those yet. And yeah, so I've been working on the railway anyways, and I do have one thing to point out, and you might have noticed it in the previous episode, I'm not sure if you did. The point just here, Smutpuss, in trying to jump up on the railway, struggled a bit and completely destroyed the point with his claws as he was trying to scrabble his way up and pulled some other stuff off the railway. So I do have a replacement point for this that I got from Rails Sheffield, but I will have to soak all this area of ballast. I'll have to buy more ballast now as well anyways to repair that, and I'm thinking of using my disc cutter to cut away the fish plates and trim off the fish plates of the other rails, drop in the new point, maybe slide it into a line on one end with fish plates, and then I'll have to solder all the joints because I can't see any other way of doing it other than pulling up loads of track and it being really complicated. So that's a job for the future. Like I tried to repair it, but he's not only has he ripped out the little black bit that goes on the slidey bit on top of the metal, really bad description, but he's also like destroyed the little returning arm and everything. So yeah. So that's not great, but I have something to repair it with, so hopefully that'll get done in the coming months when I find the time. But for now, we're going to run some trains. And actually, I'm just going to turn on the lights. Ding! There we are, it's inside WH Smith&Son now. So yeah, we're going to run some trains now. And we'll start off with the 4F, which hopefully won't have any problems. This is the one we call the Screamer. And then we'll set off the 0F in the other direction, or the same direction. And he's stuck on the hill, and this one's stuck because the reverse is the wrong way. You see now? There we are. Right, let's get some footage of those trains running. Well, that was a bit of a sharp pull in Mickwick. Hopefully no one's too injured. And then the train's coming back here, so Ben-Y-Gloe is just going to stop here. And, well, I don't know how that's happened, but we appear to have the coaches being propelled now instead of being pulled. Must have happened while I was busy driving the train down to Mickwick. I don't know who was in charge of that train, but it certainly wasn't me. So, anyways, that's the end of that first run of trains. I've got another set of trains lined up for after the next section. I can hear Smutpuss meowing, giving out. Yes, you can come in a minute, darling. Anyways, it's time to hand over to a friend of mine, a very reliable, dependable man himself, the unbelievable, the wonderful, and the sitting downable Alex at the desk. Take it away, Alex. Yes, thank you, Alex. And welcome back to the desk, everyone. And I have some things here wrapped in bubble wrap from England, made in England. And I'm going to open them up at the desk and show you what I've got. And obviously we're continuing on with the Scottish theme. So, let's turn the camera around and let's get cracking. Yeah, so here we are back at the desk. And I have some bubble wrapped goodies. And you'll probably know that I have done lots of things with Sam's trains. Sort of models in the past, opening them up and having a review and stuff, and this time is no different. But what I have got is some Highland Railway wagons, which are very cool. So, this one, we're going to start off with, here is the pristine one. I have the packet here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them as we go about sort of assembling them, I suppose. So, about 8 months ago, Sam's Trains did these for a release on Etsy, and they were about $24.99 each, I think, plus shipping. So they were out a while ago anyways, and I just haven't really got round to opening them up. You know, it's been a busy 8 months. But anyways, yes, so this is the Highland Railway Jones Open Wagon, and I think he said they were diagram 19, so whatever that means. But, sorry, there's a staple in the top of this little bag here. So I can't get it open. Just cut the staple out. But anyway, so Jones was working at the Highland Railway between 1870 and 1896. And he's the one that made, like, the Jones goods and a couple of other Scottish locos, I guess. And if I could get into this detail pack, we could see the details. I'll just have to cut the top off the whole thing. Goodness me. Well packed, I'd say, anyways. There we are. So, we get this little card here that says thank you. This is a limited edition of 65, and this is the 11th. And the wagon number is 1377. And these are some very lovely wagons. And we've got some very little details to go with them. If we can get them out. So we've got all sorts of chains and hooks here, and we've got the Sam's Trains NEM couplings, or NEM style couplings, and first off, it's just I might have nicked it there a little bit with my scalpel trying to get open, but I think it looks pretty darn good. So things that we can observe, I suppose, is that it's got a lovely finish. You can see through the planks, and it's got a very detailed underframe chassis and nice metal wheels that move very, very freely. And what else can we say about it? There's these sort of, if I bring it closer, you've got these sort of hanging down brackets here, holding up your, what's it called? Your axle boxes there, I suppose. And apparently there were ties or something. These are some sort of brackets or something around here for horse haulage or something, if you were shunting without a steam locomotive. And you'll notice the weird thing is that it's only braked on one side, on one wheel. So it's only braked on this wheel. And I would have thought Scotland would be quite hilly, so it's an interesting thing, although I suppose railways are level. So you've got this one brake handle that goes here, and it's got some, like this very interesting underframe detail here with this, well, chassis side detail or whatever, with these sort of upside down T shapes. And it's a very neat wagon. We've got sort of, was it 4 planks there maybe, and then like a little half plank at the bottom. I don't know, does that count? but it looks like 4 planks on the inside anyways. Anyways, so this is, I suppose, what I describe as prototypically literate rather than prototypically accurate. It was based off of sort of drawings and history, but there's no photos of it, so you know, it's not 100% accurate, but it very much looks the part, and the Highland Railway lettering is very good as well, and the colour is very nice. It's got a kind of a nice finish to it. Whew. Sorry, I'm getting a bit out of breath. But these wagons were gone before the LMS time, which will bring us on to the next wagon in a minute. So what you've got here is you've got these spaces here that you've got these safety chains, and they fit into little slots on the end of the buffer beam, and we've got some buffers that slot in here as well. So I suppose I should get my super glue out and glue those in. And there we have the chains and the buffers glued in, and we can hopefully fit our NEM pockets without knocking out the chains. Here, there's one. The chains hanging down either side. And we have the other one here. Oh, I missed. There we are. So we have those couplings and chains fitted, and they look very good. And we also have some spare coupling hooks here, coupling chains for if you wanted to use the 3-link couplings. And I've got an extra buffer there as well, which is always very handy, and there's an extra hook as well in case you lose one of your safety chains. And so with that then, we're going to look at the physically weathered variant. And you might be able to see in the background, if I just focus on it a sec, I have my physically weathered FR wagon next to my unphysically weathered FR wagon. Although I've lost 2 buffers off of the FR wagon, so it's even more weathered than it was before. We'll open this without the scalpel this time, lest I damage it even more than it's already been weathered. And we can take it out and have a look. Wow. Now, the finish on this is superb. And it's very cool because, I'm just going to open the detail pack, because obviously you get weathered wagons all the time. But the finish on this, because each one's done individually, it's so good. It's not like that kind of blanket of weird, like, orange rust you get all over the Dapple weathered wagons. So this is essentially the same wagon. It's got a different running number. This one's 1624, the other one was 1377, and it's got the Highland Railway logo on it. But obviously you can see it's got this distressed wood effect on it, which I love. You've got a hole here, which you can see the light through. Underneath is weathered as well. The wheels look kind of weathered as well. And it's a neat thing altogether. Obviously, I'll have to fit the buffers. I probably won't fit the chains to this. I'm imagining that maybe they've got broken or damaged in the years since and they haven't needed them. So I'm not going to fit those. And so I'll have some spares if they fall off of the other Highland wagon. And then we're going to turn it over to something that's really cool on this side, which, I mean, you probably have already seen it if you watch Sam's Trains. You might not. it's this missing plank, but it's the detailing on the missing plank that's the really interesting bit, because you've got a lovely effect on this side where you've got this sort of splintering where the wood's kind of broken away, and it's also present on the other side down here behind the metal plating. And you've also got lovely bits like this, a scoop taken out just here. You can see then on the inside, you can see the weathered plank there as well with the hole in it. You can see the splintering and the bit behind there, and you can see the inside is weathered as well. It's filthy, and it's like that kind of sort of rotten, slightly lichen covered effect that you'd have from a wagon left abandoned. I don't know if you remember from maybe like 15, 20 years ago, you'd still see old BR wagons on sidings around the network, rotting away, the odd brake van. So it kind of looks like it's got that kind of effect to the inside of it. But you can still see that nice red livery that's on there as well. So I will just fit the buffers to that and the coupling. But I'll turn off the camera while I do that. I'll just get it done out of the way. And then I'll show you them on the rails for a second just to see how they roll. And so then we have the pair of them looking magnificent. And we're just going to put them somewhere to see how they roll. So this is the hill out of Beaglington-On-Sea, and I'm just going to start them off up here by the culvert bridge here, and I'm going to give them a little roll down until they roll on their own. That one has made it through the tunnel and is over by the engine shed. The weathered one, just pop that on the other track and see. It's almost, I wonder if it's got that slightly stiffened effect, you know, like the furnace one. Or if it's, do you know what it is? Very strangely is. The wheel of this one actually has like a glob of like, I don't know what that is. Gunk, glue or something stuck to the bottom of it. But there we go. Let's try it again. It's gone. They are in fact both at the same place. So that's a pretty good show of free rolling anyways. And so that is the Sam's Trains Highland Railway Jones Goods open wagons to diagram 19. And I think they're marvellous, and I'm going to get Alex to put them into a train with the Highland 0F. So they'll be running with a Highland locomotive, or a Highland liveried locomotive, for the last run of the show. And I think that's quite fun, and it's nice to have some wagons that go with it. So thank you very much for joining me at the desk. I hope you enjoy these wagons, or enjoyed the look of these wagons, and I hope you are lucky enough to have some, because they really are fantastic. And I think I'll couple them up to those FR wagons. I think they'll make a nice train, nice low wagons, both sort of pre-grouping. So yeah, I'll hand back over to Alex, and I'll see you again in another episode for maybe some more Sam's Trains bubble wrapped stuff, or something else. Who knows? We'll find out. But for now, I'm off. So join me at the desk again, and I'll hand back over to Alex. Yes, thank you, Alex. And, hello, Smutpuss. Yes, we've got those rather fantastic Highland Railway wagons down there onto the track. And I've also got the furnace wagons and a blue Sam's Trains plastic printed, I think it's a 4-plank wagon, but I'm not sure, in blue as I painted it. And an LMS compact wagon. And that is coupled to the 3-link couplings LMS X Midland open veranda brake pan thing that I got for Christmas. Or off my friend Larry. And then on the line here we have a mostly maroon BR Mark 1 brake with buffet. Although I don't have I did have a pair of LMS liveried BR Mark 1s from Lima, but the brake coach has gone missing, so I'm using this one here in Blood and Custard, and that's head up by 45156 Ayrshire Yeomanry Black 5, keeping it with the idea of sort the Highlands and the Scottish Highland line, the Fort William line or whatever it is, and that whole kind of theme. I've parked up the 4F there, and the 0F's train is in the middle road here with a brake vehicle as well, so it's safe. And then obviously I'll show you some running around of the Class 47. Hopefully it'll work. I've not tried it yet. Don't think I've ever used a run round properly in Mickwick yet, so it'll be interesting, seeing since I've ballasted it in without testing it. So we're going to get these trains running now, and you'll get to see these lovely Sam's Trains Highland Railway wagons going round at last, almost a year later, 2/3 of a year later to probably be precise. So we're going to get the Highland Railway locomotive running. And I'm impressed that the hook on the LMS Conflat from Hornby is actually holding the brake pan, although we seem to have stalled in the tunnel. So I'll just turn up the power just a little bit and see if we can find the train. Oh, there you go, it started itself. And then we're going to start off Ayrshire Yeomanry, which should look fantastic with these big coaches going around. I've got it on the red knob control to steer a bit more heat, but there may be some issues because 2 of the coaches are from the Your Model Railway Village thing, those 199 coaches, and one of them was already derailed. But we'll get some footage of these trains running. So, let's go watch them go. Oh, hang on a minute. But that's one way to get them up the hill. Look out, Smush! Never mind. Right, so I've changed it round, so I've now got 4 Lima coaches, and I've taken the restaurant car and the 2 Model Railway Village coaches off. And it will make it up the hill, but there's a bit of an obstruction on the line, which is, kind of holding things up. So I'm going to see if we can do something about that. But I think the solution here is that I need to get a hold of like a BR Mark 1 restaurant coach and a matching livery from Lima. Not again. You'd think he'd learn his lesson and sit on a windowsill. He's just got something about the viaduct this week. I think I've thought of an even more obvious solution to the problem with these particular coaches here. Like the Your Model Railway Village coaches, which seem to be rubbish. Ah, that's better. Well, I wasn't expecting that, but I also was expecting that. Desperate to sit in front of the train today, aren't you, Smutpuss? Right, well, the Class 47 eventually made it here with a little bit of trouble. We've had a few ups and downs, but here comes Ben-Y-Gloe now. We'll stop there. The Highland wagons, and here is Ayrshire Yeomanry. Had a tough time going up some of those hills, but I'm going to stop it there in the station. Smush! Oh, it's alright, he's only scraping the scenic areas that haven't quite been finished just yet. But do you mind? I'm trying to conclude, you know. Careful now. So anyways, yes, thank you very much for joining us for this Highland Fling of an episode, and hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves as much as I've struggled to put the damn episode together. Yes, but we'll be back here again soon for another episode of Beaglington-On-Sea. Me and Alex at the desk, and maybe Smutpuss too, who knows. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can like, comment, share and subscribe. Don't forget to tell all your friends, and thank you to everyone who continues to subscribe. Thank you very, very much. But for now, it's time to leave. So, from all of us here down in Beaglington-On-Sea, it's a big, friendly ta-ra. See you next time. I'm off.